You saw this in the very beginning, but you just didn't want it to be true. This could be in your relationship. This could be even in the government. So apply it as you will. So from my perspective, there are 9 patterns that you always will see. So let's get into it. The first one is scapegoat. They're always going to be blaming somebody else for the destruction, for the chaos, and for the pain. They will never take responsibility. And even if they do, there's going to be a payoff for them in the long run. They always are going to try to find a way to justify the evil, disgusting behavior. And that is a story that they tell themselves over and over again. So if you don't tend to believe it, that is going to evoke an insecurity, defensiveness, hate, anger. And a lot of times, nice people won't be able to see through this because nice people, and I was that person, they usually tend to blame themselves for everything anyways, and they don't usually have a backbone, which means they're gonna struggle to confront or even ask questions to this type of person. And recently on my TikTok videos, some lady hated the fact that I used the word nice because obviously something has come up for her, but we all need to take a good look at the definition of nice and truly understand what this looks like. Secondly, we all know this one. They play the victim. They are going to have a strong, sad story. Not just any sad story, a strong, sad story that really gets you feeling so bad for them. Oh no, really? Which is blatant manipulation right in your face. But because a lot of us lack awareness, or we have never faced this type of people, maybe in your life, for a very long time, you've only dealt with nice, angelic beings. And suddenly you meet people like this and you're like, you can't even fathom ill-intentioned people because you're not used to that. They use the victim card so that you feel sorry for them. And that allows them then to continue doing whatever evil shit that they have been doing. And it almost gives them permission to do it even more because you're agreeing to their ridiculous story. And they're going to use their scapegoat as the distraction. So they're going to keep on bringing up something else instead of focusing on the question that you have asked. They're going to distract you by changing the subject, by provoking you in a different angle to keep you emotional and busy so that you never truly see what is happening right in front of your face. This happened in one of my relationships, and I learned this pattern through that, where I would ask a question and then they would ask me a question. And I'm like, wait, why didn't you answer my question? But because I was such a people pleaser and I wasn't really aware of what people, why they were saying what they were saying. I was so aloof, and in some ways I think I still am aloof, naive. I just tend to believe that everybody is good. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And instead of facing their truth, they're going to try to trigger you. They're going to try to get you angry so that you totally forget the problem at hand. Fourthly, and this one is huge, they slowly will pull you away from people, from your beliefs, from your God, from the truth, and anything that challenges them. Because control can grow when you're alone. It can't happen when you have your mom and dad behind you. No, it happens when you're by yourself because you're much weaker. That's how the devil gets you, right? And a lot of these things are so gentle. They're so minute that you might not even realize it's happening. That's why it's so dangerous. And that's why I tell you guys to always be observant and listen and watch. And don't just take somebody for their word. Watch what they're doing. Don't watch what they're saying. Watch their actions. Regardless if this is a relationship, if it is a government, if it is a school, it doesn't freaking matter. The most important thing this person, these people want is one thing. What is it? Can somebody put it in the comments? What is it? Power. They want power. power. They want to take control, period. The fifth way is they punish the truth. The moment that you question them, you become the problem. Why? Because a home that is built on a rock will not give a shit about getting questioned because they know their worth. They know who they truly are. But a home that is built on sand, they are going to shit themselves because they know that the truth is coming out. And now they can't sit back. They have to defend. They have to yell. They have to prove themselves. And that is a lot of fucking work because a lot of people live their lives avoiding things. They don't truly do the research. They don't truly ask questions. And they are okay with just existing. And a lot of the times allowing bad behavior, hurtful behavior. And also this comes from fear. If other people know the real truth about whatever it is, then we are fucked. So instead, they keep on attacking the truth. They keep on attacking people that are speaking their truth because they know that is the only way that they're going to survive. They attack the truth instead of facing it. That's how you know that this is one of the patterns of somebody who is trying to manipulate you. The sixth pattern is confusion. This one is big as well. They say one thing and then they do the complete opposite. You're like, wait, but you said this. And like, it's so confusing, the action. That's why I always say, don't listen to people, watch them do things. That's how you know the core of somebody. They will twist things until you don't trust yourself. And that is the darkest place to be. And this happened to me in one of my relationships where I couldn't even understand what I was thinking because I was so fucking confused. Another way to say this is gaslighting. They gaslight you. And if you're somebody, again, who doesn't have a backbone, you're weak, lack confidence, lack of self-esteem, we don't know what our worth is, we tend to follow the wrong leadership. And this happens, and sometimes to the detriment of our life. The 7th point, and this one again, oh my God, each point is so, it's so good. There is a pattern of normalizing wrong. What felt wrong at the beginning will start to feel normal. So they basically desensitize you to horrible acts. And then you think, okay, well, this is just how it is. And I'm part of this now, so better buckle up. We have to build and create this identity. If we don't have an identity, maybe you're somebody's wife, somebody's husband, and you have this mentality like, I have to be this person. And then if you suddenly start doing things that don't align with that identity, it starts shaking you up. It starts to feel wrong. And if you're somebody who is afraid of change or what people are going to think and say and what's going to happen in my life, and I don't know, this fear, then you on some level will stop listening to yourself, to your soul, because you're so engrossed by the life that you have built, the person that you are, your community. If that's all gone, then who are you going to be? When you're living a life based on your identity instead of who you truly are, a lot of the times fear can be involved in that, where you're doing things because if you don't, then you're going to lose everything, right? So there's a lot of fear element to that. And when there's fear, you're unable to be authentic. You're unable to be your true self. You're unable to receive love. You're unable to see people for who they truly are. When the wrongdoings feel normal to you, that is when you're going to stay because you think that is normal behavior. When in reality, it is not. The 8th pattern is dependency. They make you feel like you need them. So even when you see the bad, you stay. And this also is very close to Stockholm syndrome. And if you're a woman watching this and you are going to get married, because usually this happens to a lot of women, and especially if you're a woman who's younger and you don't have any information about finances, or making money or any of those kind of things, and being dependent on a man for all of your finances and having no clue about what on earth is happening, that is a road to hell. Like, that is like the quickest way. And the reason I'm saying this is not because men are horrible and all that stuff. No. What I'm saying is that as a woman, it is your right and your obligation, if you have kids as well, to know what is happening in your finances. Because one day there is a possibility that man passes away. Or he could say, hey, I've just cheated on you and I no longer want to be with you anymore, and you can have the kids and everything. And so there's so many different ways this can go haywire. And always make sure that you know what on earth is happening with your finances. And this might be a little bit controversial, but I would suggest as a woman to another woman to keep something going. You don't have to work 9 to 5. Maybe you have kids or you have, a lot of stuff going on. I get that. But always try to create something. Maybe write a book. Maybe create a lip gloss. I don't know. Do something where it's still engaging. First of all, the juice is up there. And secondly, you have some sort of income coming in for yourself, that if something happens, when that day comes, when you truly need it, you have something there for you. And if you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your kids. And that's one thing I've learned as a woman, is to always learn to depend on yourself. Because you know what? You can never betray yourself. You and God. God can betray you and you can betray yourself. So it's the perfect team. And lastly is authority. They get into authority, meaning they will find a way to get into a position of power and control, which is what they wanted to do from the very beginning. And they will make you feel even more small and weak, especially when you ask them a question. They make you believe that they know better and you don't. And to end this off, because I know this was a long video, I do want to say that the moment that you feel like you have no voice, you are already under control. So if you're in a situation right now where you feel like you're losing your voice and you can't be your true authentic self, and something is feeling wrong, something is feeling off, you're confused, you feel like everything that I mentioned in this video is very true to you in your life, then I need you to seek help today. And this is what really helped me. And I don't know, when I was going through a tough time in my life and I was struggling and I was like, why is this happening to me, God? And I just kept on hearing in my head, and I kept on saying it as well to the person, that good always wins. Good always overpowers bad. Love always overpowers hate. There is no comparison. I just want you to keep that in mind. If you're going through something right now that is going to be difficult, and it is, but when you make out of it, you are going to be free. There is no cost in life for freedom. There really isn't. And I will do all the difficult things in my life over and over again to get this freedom. If you guys are enjoying my content, then please support my channel so I can make more videos and I can do this for the rest of my life. And also, I want to mention, if you're tired of choosing people and situations that are costing you your self-respect, and you're ready to be in a relationship or just have a life where you don't need to shrink in order to be chosen, then you can apply for a clarity session. Link is down below. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one.